Okay, what up, Markers or Six Side fans, whatever channel you're watching this on, it's your boy Mark. Happy Halloween. Boy, do we ever have a treat for you. Tomorrow, it's a light treat. Or you can look at it as a happy November 1st gift. Now, the Six Side Studio fans that are watching this will know exactly what's going here, but the Markers might not. So for the past 6 years now, me and my pal Cameron Dodd and a whole bunch of other people over at Six Side Studios have been releasing Spider-Man fan films that are, for the most part, feature length, meaning over an hour long, and they're scripted and we write them ourselves. And a lot of you guys have been highly anticipating our next movie, which is going to be the 5th one in our franchise and the final one. We have large ambitions of what we want to do in the filmmaking world, and we have ideas and scripts for original films that we're just, they're just waiting there to be produced. And so at some point you kind of have to decide, what comes next. And so we knew that if this was going to be the last one, we had to pull out all the stops and make it just the best one that we've ever made. And so it's upcoming and the trailer is tomorrow and we want you guys to react. So when we did the Spider-Man Rise of a Legacy teaser trailer drop, we had you guys react and we created a montage of different people's reactions and it was so awesome. It was a communal experience. It was like a party. And we want to do that exact same thing again. You're going to want to follow our Instagrams, Movie Man Mark, Six Side Studios, and Six Side Studios, the YouTube channel and my YouTube channel, because we're going to be updating you with the exact time that this trailer is going to be dropping, but it's going to be tomorrow. So get your cameras ready, your lights, whatever you got, even just your phone, and get ready to react to this teaser trailer. You're going to want to capture your reaction on camera for this one. Now, what can I tell you going into this trailer about this movie? Well, where we last left off with the 4th installment in our saga, Rise of a Legacy, Spider-Man kind of eclipsed that whole persona that people had on him. He was looked at as a vigilante, and now he's gaining the city's trust back and people are actually loving him. And so it's sort of becoming a daily routine for him to be Spider-Man because he's never enjoyed being Spider-Man more than he is right now. It's almost bordering on the level of addiction, and so when he does that, his Peter Parker persona and his own personal life kind of falls in the dust a little bit. And it's the worst possible time for that to happen because he's starting up at university. He's going to this prestigious school called Empire State University for biochem, and this is a stage of his life which is really crucial. It will determine how the rest of his life plays out. And so once again, we're dealing with that dual persona that makes the character so great, and we've played with it a lot, but now the stakes are higher because a student in his program that goes by the name of Eddie has discovered something that was property of Peter's before. And while Peter's deciding on how best to move forward in his life, it's going to be unleashed. That's all I'm going to say right now. There are a lot of surprises for the movie. If you want to hear a little bit more, I did a recent interview with La Palm magazine. You could check that out. And there's going to be plenty of more surprises on the build-up to this movie. But for now, you're getting this teaser trailer tomorrow, so get excited. We wanted to pull all the stops with this movie and make it the most satisfying Spider-Man fan film that you could imagine. These fan films inspired a lot of you guys over the years. We've gotten countless messages from you saying that it got you into making your own Spider-Man fan films. For some of you, it got you into filmmaking in general. Because even though Hollywood, is like the glamorous conglomerate that it is that produces these movies with hundreds of millions of dollars, I guess for some people it sort of feels out of reach and impossible. But here were these young teenagers that were putting together these Spider-Man fan films and deciding, okay, if we can't do this on a grand scale, let's do it cheap, and as fans, let's do what we would want to see. And the fact that you saw us doing this and putting movies together just out of pure passion and no money, like you saw, oh, well, maybe I could do it too. And not to toot our own horns at all or anything, but because if anything is going to inspire, young up-and-coming filmmakers, it's going to be the comparison between this movie and where Six Side Studios started. Back when it was Action Inc., when it was just iPads and friends filming. Before there was even the thought of hiring adult actors, not in that way, or getting sets and doing stunts and all this stuff. Like, it became more complex with each installment, and this is the culmination of it all. When we were coming up with the story and writing the script, everything was on the table for this movie. Nothing was off limits. And while we are the same people that we were before making the movies early on, we have, that experience under our belt and knowing what works and what doesn't, and wanting to just step up our game because we want to beat ourselves. And not only that, but make those kids proud of this final product. When I joined the channel before we reinvented it into Six Side Studios back in 2015, I had no idea we'd be doing it for this long, and it's just been a hell of a ride. Getting to bring this character that I just adored as a kid to life in my own way, and being very constructive of myself and trying to get better and better with each installment, and true to what I like about the character, and getting to see villains that I love and bringing them to the screen, like Kraven the Hunter. That was a big one for me, and just taking it seriously with each installment. And to this one, I decided that it wasn't enough to just take the performance super seriously and the story as I was helping develop that, but to take on the persona physically as well. And so I basically gained 20 pounds of muscle. I mean, if you see me when we first started and now, like, there's a difference. And that's because I wanted to accurately portray this character, and just anything that I could do, anything that could possibly be under my control, I was gonna ace. Because there's a lot of things in filmmaking that are not in your control. And so the best that you can do when you're a part of something bigger than yourself is to do whatever you can do, so that everything else might fall into place or it might not, but you did what you could. And so far in the post-production of this film, it's looking like something magical happened. Like all the pieces are falling into place, almost like the universe knew that this was, you know, our swan song or something, which, you know, I hate getting that cheesy, but you can't help but feel that way. And if you were in the editing room, you would probably feel that way too. And so needless to say, I'm excited. And I'm excited that you guys are excited. It's been a long time coming. And tomorrow is just the big, grand start to the lead up of what will ultimately be our best film yet. So I can't wait to see your guys' reactions. Don't forget to tag me and Six Side Studios, and we'll talk soon.